to dreams with fearless hands. A queen of vision, she takes her stand. Breaking limits, forging new ways, turning passion into brighter days. From boardrooms high to streets below, her empire shines, her powers grow. With strength and wisdom, bold and free, she leads the way, this is her empire.
Hi, it's Shay. Welcome back. You're with the Oz Arab Media team, and today we're not holding back. We've created something special for the women we know and support who give it their all. No permissions required. This is their platform. Welcome to Her Empire, a new video podcast sponsored exclusively by the Oz Arab Media team that showcases the determination, vision, and heart of the women we know. Today, I am privileged to be with Batoul Khayat. Batoul is a civil engineer by trade who has taken the corporate world by storm. Batoul, thank you and welcome to the studio.
Shay, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here to share my story.
Loving that you're here. Let's get into the first question before I start delving deeper into your life, because I know there is a lot to share. Batoul, you have a strong background in civil engineering. What inspired you to transition into the business world? What challenges did you face moving from a career in engineering to a corporate world?
You know what, Shay? It's over a long journey, and it doesn't happen by accident. It's at no point in my early days as a civil engineer did I think I'm going to transition into the business world. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was a little girl, I did say to myself, I am meant for something big. But at no point did I think at what point in my life I'm going to transition into business. It's definitely over a long journey, and these things don't happen by accident. It's waiting for the right opportunities and being in the right mindset to find and see those opportunities and seize them.
Let's talk about those crunch moments. Walk us through your career, the twists, turns, highs and lows, starting with the moment you realized you wanted to achieve something more.
Okay, so looking back as a young engineer, fresh out of university, I'm on site and I'm thinking, wow, I've made it. Yes, civil engineering is not an easy degree to complete.
Not at all.
It's quite a difficult degree. And, you know, I made it through, which is fantastic, great university. And then now I'm on site. I found myself on site in a world full of men. What do I do now? And, you know, I'm running toolbox talks with 200 men on site, and I'm the only female. And it's quite intimidating. It's quite scary at times. Anyway, so just making that achievement for myself, that was a big tick mark for me, knowing, you know what, I made something of myself and something
Definitely,
big.
yeah.
Just being on site, running crews on site as a young engineer, female in a male-dominant industry was quite intimidating at first, but, you know, I soldiered through, and that's quite tough.
A very tough moment. So would you say that was a defining moment where you thought, look, I like this career, I want to push through it, I like this type of work? What was that push that led you into the next step, the next chapter into where you are?
Yeah, sure thing. So it was that moment that was a defining moment for me, not to say that this is my career path, but to say, hey, I'm capable. And knowing that I'm capable led me to have that mindset of I'm never going to give up on anything. And I think growing daily and making myself in a better position today than I was yesterday, and daily growing.
Spoken about the highs, that moment that really has pushed you to want and crave something bigger. Talk through some of the challenges now.
The challenges. Honestly, the challenges are never ending, and it's the key is for myself now to what I'm inspired by is to know there are going to be challenges and to continue soldiering on, yeah? So the challenges early on in my career, as I mentioned earlier, I achieved a great milestone, able to be in such an intimidating, scary moment of being surrounded by big tough men in a male-dominated industry and surviving as a young female civil engineer? Absolutely, because there is some societal, requirements or some what do you call it? Societal.
Views, perspectives.
Thank you. There are some societal perspectives there that are kind of the mentality there is against what the female wants to achieve in this workforce, yeah? Because there's so much on us, home life and children, bearing children and marriage and staying your feminine, and being outside as a civil engineer may have been
A culture shock.
definitely a culture shock, yes.
In your background, talk about your cultural background. How has it prepared you for working in, obviously, construction in a male-dominated industry? Because it's obviously not something you shied away from.
Yes, definitely didn't shy away from that. Look, I did grow up with 3 brothers, and my dad was insanely supportive of my career aspirations. My brothers were also supportive, and growing up in mostly males in my household did pretty much prepare me for being around a lot of males, and a lot of,
In your experience, Batoul, how does being a woman affect the decisions you make in business, especially when it comes to identifying strategic and career opportunities?
Look, I must say that where I am now is very different to where I was in my early career. In my early career, I was quite, as I mentioned earlier, felt a little bit intimidated. I did have a journey that I did need to go down in order to carry my strength that I carry now. And that takes a lot of time. So basically now, when I bring myself to where I am now, I'm in a position now where I am able to make strategic decisions because I know what I'm capable of. I have already built a business, and I am in the process of building a second and a third business. And so I'm quite... Thank you. Thank you very much. So I am quite well versed, I believe, in making decisions that have now so far been successful. So now, very different to where I was 15 years ago.
Do you have any career regrets?
Look, I don't have any regrets at all. The reason being, you hear this time and time again.
That's quite a common theme.
Yes. Yeah, there's no time for regrets. It is what it is. You can't change the past. And whatever lessons you have taken out from the past, maybe at the time you may have thought they were bad decisions, or later on you think, oh, I should have done something different. No, because that is exactly what brought me to where I am now. I have to give, now I am in a position because of all the lessons that I've learned from my past. So no regrets at all.
Batoul, this show promotes a seek no permission mindset. What is your view on this approach and mindset for women in business?
You know what, Shay? Seek permission from who at the end of the day? To be honest, I'm at a position in my life now where I understand I have a lot to bring to the table. And why not? Everybody has a different opinion. If I'm going to sit here and think to myself, I need to seek approval from here, seek approval from society, from this person or from that person, I'm forever going to be struggling. So as a female, I understand now in this position what I'm capable of.
Batoul, what do you think gives women an edge when working alongside men?
Shay, it's a multitude of factors, and I believe one of them is the fact that women are put in a position, unfortunately, whether it's by accident or not. In my position, based on my experience, I feel like I'm put in a position where I need to constantly, not to prove, but to just continue to grow and climb and to just expand on my knowledge. And I'm also a multitasker. I'm also compassionate, and as a female, as a mother, I'm also a nurturer. So I'm able to take in a combination of, I want to call it, what should I call it? A combination of...
strengths.
Thank you. That's the word. A combination of strengths. Put it all in one, and it makes a superwoman. Working alongside men, I think, yes, we learn from them and they learn from us, and we have two very different energies. Men and males and females, we have two very different energies. And my strength as a female in the business world is to have a combination of all those strengths that I just mentioned. And that allows me to be able to just wear multiple hats during the day and just to not stop and just to continue to climb and to just
And to contribute.
achieve and contribute. Yes, they're the
That's
right words.
beautiful.
Thank you.
And interesting, there are a couple of common themes in there that you've shared that we'll definitely start to see through a lot of these episodes with our guests. Question again for you, turning now, if you think of our male audience watching this video podcast, what advice can you offer them to help them better appreciate working alongside women in the business world?
I feel like men watching from an audience perspective, if they can understand what position women are put in the industry, when it comes to any workforce industry, you've heard of the pay grade differences and you've heard of, a whole bunch of differences that pop up, right? And so if males can take a bit of an empathetic perspective onto females and to see how much we actually struggle to maintain our position in the workforce, they can then see our strength. Just seeing that strength alone would show the male audience of how much we're capable of, and utilize it. Don't diminish it. Don't try to push it down.
Now, Batoul, before we wrap up, what's one thing you wish someone had told you, shared with you during those crunch moments?
Very good question, Shay. Look, the younger version of myself does actually wish that I was advised that nothing stays stationary. We're always in a constant battle with ourselves to develop and expand on our knowledge. And in the lowest moments, just understanding. And I think part of the journey is to learn that when you're at your lowest, that's when you need to hold on to everything that you believe in yourself to get yourself out of whatever negativity you're in at the moment. It's the mindset. So if I learned this now, right? But I guess the younger version of me would have hoped to have that kind of advice given to them, that hold on to that strength and nothing stays stationary, yeah? So being a cancer survivor as well, now I understand the importance of making every day count. And so I had plenty of down.
Big lesson to learn.
Yeah,
Definitely
big lessons to learn there. And through my cancer journey, I was able to learn what really is a priority in life and how I want to make every single day count. And I'm capable. I've just got so much brewing inside that I want to just create things every day and I want to expand every day, And so I think one of the biggest things, I get emotional a little bit when I talk about my cancer journey because it was such a big lesson for me. And now I'm actually it's not that I'm happy, but I'm appreciative. I have gratitude for the journey that I went through with my cancer journey because it's a very big lesson for me. I learned a lot of lessons along the way,
Yeah, and a very big experience as well. So
Yeah.
that experience has lesson, moments.
Yeah, definitely.
The ups and downs, and
Yeah.
definitely an inspiration, not just to me personally, which is
Yeah,
why I
thank
brought
you.
you here today, but to many people watching Batoul, to continue with that inspiration, but also to do that within your family, within your journey.
Yeah, and I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to inspire, and I think everybody has a story, and it's just a matter of taking whatever it is that's happened to you in your life and making something out of it. When they say when life gives you lemon, make lemonade.
What's that Arabic expression? So you mentioned, and the translation isn't right there.
Yeah.
Nothing stays stationary. I know my mum says something very similar.
Yeah.
What's that expression in Arabic?
I can't quite pick it in the moment.
Maybe we
dear.
revisit that one, but nothing stays as it is.
Absolutely.
It's not the end.
Absolutely. And in the times that you are at your lowest, that's when you need to be the strongest because that's what's going to get you out of whatever it is that you're in.
Batoul, thank you very much. Stay connected with Batoul's journey. Please reach out to Batoul as well. She's here to show her support for others and to you. Thank you, Batoul.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, this is Batoul Khayat. You've just watched me on Her Empire. Learn, don't stop growing, and take my story and use it as you will.